Welcome to the first session of 5 days to your true significance. I'm David Lovelace.
And I'm Carone Lovelace, and we're co-founders of Live True. We're dedicated to helping you live, love, and lead with transforming clarity so that you can experience the fruitfulness and fulfillment you've always longed for and that God desires for you. We're spiritual leaders and teachers who know what it's like to experience frustration, anxiety, and stress in a sincere search for personal significance. And we want to share with you just a few of the secrets that have led to some pretty transforming breakthroughs in our own lives and for so many others.
That's right. That's why today we're beginning this 5-day journey to help you recover your true significance. We're thrilled that you've joined us. There are a couple of reasons why we're so very passionate about helping you find your true significance. One of them is that we have experienced a radically deep peace and fulfillment that comes from living out of our true identities. And also because we've known the pain, profound disillusionment that came from years of living unconsciously out of mistaken identities that at the time we really believed would make us more successful, more purposeful, more spiritual, even more profitable.
Right. But since we were both teenagers, we've both been on a passionate pursuit to live spiritually and meaningfully in our lives. And over the years, we have enjoyed an authentic personal relationship with God, fully intent on following Him in all His ways. But along the way, we missed something, a pretty big something. And our guess is we have a sense that maybe you're missing that something in your life too, or you wouldn't be joining us right now.
Yeah, there have been so many life-giving truths that brought massive fulfillment and fruitfulness in my life. But somehow, even as an intentional and dedicated as I was still unaware of one of the most essential things, if not the essential thing, that led to a devastating personal failure. That disaster and suffering that I brought to my wife, my family, and to so many people I deeply loved, and to me, was gut-wrenching. Once the smoke cleared, though, at the root of it all, we discovered an undetected confusion and misunderstanding around issues of identity and significance. So what happened? Something fundamental I wasn't even aware of. I was able to see, though, all of a sudden, what had been driving how I viewed myself and my marriage and my work, my family, in fact, everything. Now, you don't have to go through the implosion of just about your entire life to answer this wake-up call. But if you can wake up to the things that you think and do that are silently sabotaging your life and work and relationships, we are living examples that you have the potential to revolutionize your entire life. But it begins with your matchless, God-designed imprint that we're going to start to unpack in a minute.
So as we began to prepare this series, we asked people to tell us how they wrestle with significance. And here are some of the answers that you gave us. You said, I feel insignificant when I'm not appreciated. I try to do acts of kindness and dream about just getting a little bit of that back. Some of you said, when I'm with people who are more accomplished than me, more wealthy, that have more spiritual experience, I generally just sit back in those situations because I realize that I haven't arrived at their level, so I feel insignificant there. People also said, when others ignore me, or when I'm not needed, or when I think about my abused childhood, or I think about my marriage, I feel insignificant when I can't let go of my needs, or that I don't feel affirmed or special or appreciated at home or at work. Some of you said, my career doesn't seem that important, or that I feel overwhelmed because I think about this world and I think I don't really know if it's any better because I'm here. Some of you said, when other people are rewarded, I have a difficulty with that. It makes me feel insignificant. There's a lot of other things that we want to share with you about that.
Every day, we live our lives based on one of three primal questions. Most of the time, we don't even know we're asking ourselves these questions. See if any of these three sound familiar. The first one is, am I enough? Me as a person, am I really adequate, okay, acceptable? Or is there something unacceptable or defective about me? We secretly wonder, do I need to be more? Second question is, do I have enough? Do I have enough finances, enough facts, enough friends, enough security, enough designer watches or purses? Or do I need more? Third important question is, have I done enough? I mean, have I really made enough of a difference with my life? Have I done enough of the right things? Hear all that enough? Have I done all I could or achieved enough? See, how we answer these three questions impacts how we perceive our significance.
Well, here's what we know and continue to learn. We will either live from who we truly are at our core, who our Creator originally made us to be, from our truest identity, secure in a trusting relationship with God, or we will live out of a mistrust of God, from a false, mistaken identity, largely based on our own ego and strong influences from our culture, our family of origin, significant others, and our own experiences. Since you're watching this video, we have a hunch that either you're not satisfied with who you are or where you are at this season of your life, or maybe we have a sense that you're coming to the end of yourself. Things keep breaking down or failing, and you feel unsatisfied, and all of your efforts to improve yourself and to improve others have really disappointed you. In our next several sessions, we're going to try to unpack practically how these three critical clues that we have to recognizing our true identity and our false identity. But before we end this one, we want you to know this, that God is far more than you think, and He is far better than you ever imagined.
Yeah.
And because He made you, so are you. You are far more and far better than you ever imagined, and you will never be more significant than you are right now at this very moment. So no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter who you know, you will never be more significant than you are right now.
I mean, what you perceive to be your greatest significance has really nothing to do with you at all. It has nothing to do with anything you've done up till now or anything you've accomplished in the future, but it has everything to do with discovering what has never ever changed about you and what will never change. No matter how great you think you are or average or pathetic you think you are, remember this, what is most good and true and special about you, it can always get distorted, but it can never be destroyed. Listen to this. Over in Jeremiah, God speaks to him and he says, Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And then later he says, I've loved you with an everlasting love. When God describes everlasting love, He's pointing to what was both true in the past, what's true right now, what will always be true about how He feels toward you in the future.
So why is this important? The reason God created you as a soul and then placed your divine soul in a human body was so that you could always have a place, no matter where you were, no matter what was happening to you, where you could experience being loved by Him, being nurtured and connected to Him. This needs to sink in a very deep place. Long before your parents hooked up, you were fully known by God and irrevocably loved by God, and you still are. It looks like God created us so that we could fully join in and enjoy all that is true about Him. We have no way to prove ahead of time that we deserve to be a part of any of this thing that He's created, but we certainly can't prove it now either, can we? We simply get invited to receive everything that He's given us and to participate in it. It's all gift. And once we finally do receive it, everything else that we're struggling and striving and trying to pretend about seems to find its perspective.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot more to this. We're barely getting started. But when you learn how to recover your original significance, your truest identity, you will feel more grounded, more whole, more content, more at peace, more free, more you than any other identity you could craft for yourself. Let's do a quick recap of today. First of all, over time, a lost or mistaken notion of your significance can bring about personal failure, unhappiness, relational conflict, frustration, disheartening life circumstances, just to name a few. But the recovery of your true identity brings with it the probability of greater fulfillment, sustaining inner peace, and more authentic personal significance than we dared dream possible. You experiencing these? I mean, this begins to give us a clue that at least in those areas, we're either living in our true identity or our false one.
Another thing is that our true significance is already rooted, unchangeable within us. No matter what we try to obtain or accomplish, we'll never be more significant than we are right now. Our Creator wants us to experience what it feels like to live like we are far better, more special, more deeply loved than we ever knew.
Yeah. So what's the one thing that God's been saying to you in this session? Why don't you take a few minutes right now, or else when we finish in a moment, and write down either one sentence or one paragraph, and then sit with that, reflecting on it for 5 minutes in silence with God, and allow it to sink in. When we finally discovered what was actually blocking our real identities, we felt like an elephant had been taken off us. I'm telling you, once you see what we want to share with you in the next 4 sessions, you may rethink your drive to keep producing or protecting or promoting yourself in order to feel some fleeting significance.
We hope this feels like a friendly but provoking wake-up call, inviting you to be more open to the possibility that what you always thought was your real self may largely be the round-the-clock construction project of one ambitious, self-preserving ego. We know it may sound a bit humbling and disheartening to hear that, but trust us, the ultimate recovery of your original true significance makes the deconstruction process so well worth it.
Yes. So what's the one thing that you need to experience? And if you don't, it will impact your life. It will drive you to feel more insignificant than anything else. I mean, what is it that will bring an entire new sense of fulfillment to you? Well, in the next session, we're going to begin to introduce a powerful yet simple tool that we personally use to help answer that question. We're excited to help you uncover the real you so you can live true. By the way, if these videos are helpful to you, leave a comment at the bottom of the page or email us at Crone@YouLiveTrue or David@YouLiveTrue.com. And also, if this session was helpful to you and you're all about making a difference in the lives of other people, then why don't you pass on just the link to YouLiveTrue.com so that others that you know and care about can subscribe to this free video series. We look forward to seeing you in the next session.